The Amazon rainforest, also known as the Amazon jungle, is a vast tropical rainforest located in South America. It spans across several countries, primarily Brazil, but also extends into Peru, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Bolivia, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. It is the largest rainforest on Earth, covering approximately 5.5 million square kilometers to 0.1 million square miles. Here are some key points about the Amazon rainforest. Biodiversity. The Amazon is home to a staggering variety of plants and animals. It is estimated that about 390 billion individual trees of around 16,000 different species grow there. In addition, it is home to a vast array of wildlife, including jaguars, sloths, anacondas, piranhas, and thousands of bird species such as toucans and macaws. Importance to the Earth's ecosystem. The Amazon plays a crucial role in regulating the global climate. It is often called the lungs of the Earth because it produces about 20% of the world's oxygen and acts as a massive carbon sink, helping to absorb CO2 from the atmosphere. Indigenous peoples. The Amazon is also home to hundreds of indigenous communities who have lived in the rainforest for thousands of years. These groups have developed deep knowledge of the forest's flora and fauna, and many rely on the rainforest for their food, shelter, and medicine. Threats. The Amazon faces numerous environmental threats, primarily from human activities. Deforestation for agriculture, especially cattle ranching and soybean farming, logging, mining, and infrastructure development have led to rapid loss of forest cover. This not only threatens biodiversity, but also contributes to climate change. Conservation efforts. Various international and local organizations, governments, and indigenous groups are working to protect the Amazon. Efforts include promoting sustainable land use, enforcing environmental regulations, and creating protected areas to preserve the rainforest's rich biodiversity. The Amazon rainforest is not only a vital part of the global ecosystem, but it also holds great cultural, scientific, and environmental significance. Climate and weather. Tropical climate. The Amazon has a tropical climate characterized by high humidity and temperatures averaging 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It receives consistent rainfall year-round, with the wet season typically occurring between December and May. Rainfall, the region receives between 1,500 to 3,000 millimeters 59 to 118 inches of rain annually, making it one of the wettest places on Earth. Water systems and rivers. Amazon River. The Amazon River, which is the second longest river in the world after the Nile, runs through the forest, draining about 40% of South America's water. It is surrounded by a network of tributaries, small rivers, and streams. Flooding. The river and its tributaries experience seasonal flooding, which plays a crucial role in distributing nutrients throughout the ecosystem. The floodplains and wetlands that form during this time provide vital habitats for various species. Vegetation. Layers of the forest. The Amazon rainforest has multiple layers of vegetation that provide diverse habitats for wildlife. Emergent layer. The tallest trees, which can rise up to 60 meters to 100 feet, are in this layer. They tower above the rest of the forest and are home to some bird species and insects. Canopy layer. This is the dense, uppermost layer of trees, where most of the forest's life is found. The canopy hosts a variety of birds, monkeys, and insects. Understory. Below the canopy, in the shaded area, plants with large leaves and vines thrive. This layer has lower biodiversity compared to the canopy, but still houses unique species like frogs and snakes. Forest floor, the ground level where decomposing organic matter forms nutrient-rich soil. It is home to various organisms such as ants, termites, and fungi, and is often darker due to the thick canopy above. Economic activities and resources. Natural resources. The Amazon is rich in valuable natural resources like timber, rubber, nuts such as Brazil nuts, and medicinal plants. Many pharmaceuticals have been derived from the rainforest's biodiversity, including compounds used in cancer treatment, pain relief, and other medical applications. Agriculture and cattle ranching. Large portions of the forest are cleared for agriculture, with soy production being a major driver. The Amazon also faces widespread deforestation due to cattle ranching, which is a significant contributor to the global beef market. Role in global climate change. Carbon sink. The Amazon plays a critical role in mitigating climate change. As a vast carbon sink, the forest absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide, helping to reduce the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. However, deforestation and fires in the region are releasing the stored carbon back into the atmosphere, accelerating global warming. Feedback loops. Deforestation in the Amazon can trigger dangerous feedback loops. Loss of trees reduces the forest's ability to generate moisture and rainfall, leading to drier conditions. This can increase the likelihood of forest fires, further reducing the forest's ability to combat climate change. Deforestation crisis, rate of deforestation. Over the past few decades, the Amazon has been experiencing alarming rates of deforestation. In 2020, Brazil's National Institute for Space Research (INPE) reported that more than 11,000 square kilometers of forest were lost in just 1 year. The rate has fluctuated with political and economic factors. Drivers of deforestation, agricultural expansion. Much of the deforestation is driven by the clearing of land for soy farming, palm oil plantations, and especially cattle ranching. Illegal logging and mining, illegal logging and gold and other mineral extraction often take place in protected or indigenous lands, compounding the problem. Fires, many of which are intentionally set to clear land for farming, have exacerbated the deforestation crisis, particularly during periods of drought. Indigenous peoples' rights and culture. Cultural heritage. Indigenous groups in the Amazon, such as the Yanomami, Kayapo, and many others, have lived in the region for thousands of years. They have complex social structures and a deep spiritual connection to the forest. Their knowledge of the ecosystem, traditional medicines, and sustainable agricultural practices has been passed down for generations. Threats to indigenous communities. Indigenous communities are increasingly at risk from illegal land grabbing, logging, and mining. Despite their deep understanding of forest conservation, their rights and territories are often violated. Advocacy and resistance. Many indigenous groups are actively resisting the destruction of their lands and advocating for the recognition of their rights to land, self-determination, and cultural preservation. Conservation and restoration efforts. Protected areas. Several conservation organizations, as well as governments in the region, have established protected areas and national parks within the Amazon. These areas aim to preserve biodiversity and prevent large-scale deforestation. Sustainable development. Programs focusing on sustainable development aim to balance economic activities with the preservation of the forest. These include eco-friendly tourism, sustainable forestry practices, and promoting agroforestry. International collaboration. The Amazon's survival requires international cooperation, as the impact of deforestation in one country can affect the entire planet. Global organizations like the United Nations and non-governmental organizations (NGOs) are actively working to create awareness and policies to protect the rainforest. The Amazon's global significance, climate regulation, beyond producing oxygen and acting as a carbon sink, the Amazon influences weather patterns across the globe. It helps regulate rainfall patterns, not just in South America, but also in parts of North America, Africa, and beyond. Cultural significance. The Amazon is an important symbol for environmental movements around the world. Its preservation is often seen as a critical test for humanity's commitment to addressing climate change and environmental degradation. The Amazon rainforest is an irreplaceable natural resource that provides countless ecological, economic, and cultural benefits. Protecting it is essential for the health of the planet and its inhabitants. As such, it remains one of the most critical environmental and political challenges of the 21st century.